Hey guys, welcome back to Sailing Vessel Sugar Magnolia. We have accumulated all the parts since last week, so there's going to be kind of day 2 on doing the install on the manifold. I'm also going to put some cables on. I do have some help coming here in a very shortly, so I don't know how much actual recording I'm going to do of, you know, with my help. My boss is actually going to be here, and I don't know how much recording we're going to do, but I will try to hit the highlights when I can. I'm hoping we can get this knocked out in an hour or two and get both of us on our way, and me kind of doing a once over and seeing if there's anything else that I need to get some parts for between now and next Thursday. So y'all hang on. Okay, real quick, what I'm doing with the exhaust hose is, since it drops down to 1.5 inches in the pipe down there, I am putting a coupler that goes from 1.75 inches down to 1.5 inches. This is not ideal because this is actually aluminum. I do not expect this to last long, so we're going to have to be looking for a suitable replacement, and that may even be, I do have enough of the exhaust hose to make a run again if I need to. And you know, we're probably going to add a section to the pipe down there and step it up so that, you know, in my mind, the least amount of places you have in any kind of I'm sweating this morning again. It's supposed to be 75 degrees today, 74, 75 in November. So welcome to North Carolina. Anyway, so yeah, so in my mind, the least amount of connections you have in any kind of system, oil, water, whatever, you know, the better. There's less places for it to develop a leak. I mean, other than the hose itself. So we're gonna rock on and get this hose made and get into it. Alright, good morning guys. This is actually day 3. I didn't do any filming yesterday after I filmed that little intro. My boss came over and we got heater hoses put on. We actually got the manifold put on, but before that we replaced the cables going back to the controls for the transmission and the throttle, and that took us a long time, several hours, to get that knocked out. So if you have a boat like ours, a 431, I'm not going to say 100% for certain this is going to hold true, but it had the original, or it had Volvo cables on. I'm not saying the original, but the cables are discontinued. The actual cables are 3300 C, I believe, is the designation on there's like new style cables with the 1032 screw-in fittings are the ones that fit. I went to West Marine in Moorhead before I came here. I may have mentioned that already. And picked up the 2 cables, and you only need a 7-foot cable, but they only had a 7-foot and an 8-foot, so I had to buy a 7-foot and 8-foot. This is the part number. See if y'all can see that. Oops, making all kinds of problems. That should be the West Marine part number, and that should be 7-foot, and the other one is 8-foot. So if you have to replace your control cables, ours are absolutely destroyed. When I get home later today, I'll take a picture of them and add them right now, and I'll crawl in the back and kind of show you what the what that looks like before I leave. So I'm gonna get back into it somehow or another, and I'm gonna pull a few more pieces out. And I have looked and looked and looked. I looked yesterday and I looked today, and our little gooseneck that comes off of the top of the manifold, somehow or another, it's totally gone missing, and all I can think is I inadvertently threw it away. Maybe I don't I don't see that either. It just doesn't seem right, but I could tell over the last few weeks my mind is just, I got so much going on. I'm having a hard time keeping my mind on, you know, what needs to be done. So what I'm going to do, if I can't, I'm going to move a few more things around, look a few more places. If I don't find it pretty quick, I've got a bunch of pipe fittings. I'm going to tap the hole in the back of that manifold. There's plenty of meat in there, and if we find the gooseneck later on, we can put it back in there. So that's what we're going to get on, and we're going from there. Alright, good news folks, I found the little neck. It had fallen down in this area. The lid is not attached very well, and there's a false floor under there, and it fell under the false floor. So I've also misplaced the gasket on this. The wind was up yesterday. I don't think it blew off of the boat, but I can't find it on the boat, and instead of spending 4 hours looking for it, I'm going to just use some RVT, this is Permatex Ultra Copper. It's for exhaust. As you can see, that fitting is still green. The manifold, when we took it off, was still green. There's not a lot of heat there, so that's going to be fine. I am going to keep that tube of copper on the boat just in case we need it and have another leak or something. I'll see if I can't source up the gasket and put it on later. Alright, so I'm going to put this on, and then we're going to get back into fixing the heat exchanger, and be right back. Alright, we had a little bit of drama, of course. We're working on a boat, right? That's supposed to be drama. I went to put that piece on the manifold, and the bolts were the wrong size. The thread pitch is 6 by 1 millimeter thread pitch, and the new manifold was 8 by 125, so I had to drive like 25 minutes away to pick up some bolts and come back. So I've got it curing out on the manifold. What I'm going to do now is mix up some JB Weld, and I've cleaned up the manifold to try to JB Weld the manifold back to the pads. I don't know that this is going to work 100%, but we're going to try this, and we're going to go from there. If this doesn't work, we'll do something else. I bought a couple of clamps at the local Walmart over in Grantsboro. They were not bad. If I'd have thought about it, I'd have brought some. I had plenty of those at the house. So let me get this mixed up, get this clamped up, and I'm going to start putting the hoses back on, and then we'll let stuff kind of cure up a little bit while I'm getting all of the stuff off of the boat that I need to get off the boat. Alright guys, it's been a long day. I got oil changed, and I got the engine buttoned up and ready to go when it's run. We let it run for about 20 minutes and changed the oil. Had some problems with my fuel can, so I got to bring these new leak-proof spouts that they have on these cans. It's always been a pain to put gas in here, and I don't know if the O-rings are froze up in the spouts or what, but they're not working anymore. So I got to get some. I got to get a funnel to try to get the fuel down in the tank. So I'm gonna take the one that's got like 2 gallons in it home, fill it up. I may buy a third tank. That would be 15 gallons. That would very well put us into having enough. That glare is pretty rough, ain't it? Anyway, so we'll definitely make it to Hoboken on what we got, and probably to Washington. So we'll pour maybe one of the 5 gallons, or I don't know. That's another thing that needs to be fixed. The fuel sending unit needs to be fixed, so we'll know how much fuel we got. So anyway, that'll be a coming up video. Hopefully that will be a coming up video. Hopefully. Anyway, I'll see y'all next time. Next time we should be underway, and I don't know how much sailing we'll get in that video. We're trying to make that trip in a day, so I think it's about 50 miles, 45 or 50 miles if my calculations are right. So we're gonna have to pretty much leave at dawn and with the sun going down at 4 o'clock. We're going to have to roll the whole time. Anyway, like and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time.